Before I start the video, I would like to give a massive shout out to my Patreons who have been supporting my channel. If you would like to check out my Patreon and receive early access to some very exciting videos coming soon, then please click the link in the description below. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Nerd Den here for a third upload today, and I've literally just been grinding the uploads because there's been so many things to talk about, but we've got some more spoiler-free reviews that are very exciting, and I want to get into this because there's some very exciting things that are said, and I'm just like, you know what, I just want to indulge and just talk about Doctor Who because I'm really excited. I really am, and I'm just like, it just feels good to be excited about the show again. And yeah, I'm going to be looking at a variety of websites that have somehow gotten early access to the Giggle. And just like the Radio Times that we covered yesterday, I don't think they've seen the full episode. I think this is literally like they've seen up until maybe like the last 10 minutes, which is common for press screenings, because there's always stuff left out, like with Twice Upon a Time press screenings and The Power of the Doctor, the last 10 minutes, which is mainly the regeneration, is left out. And with the Star Beast, which I went to, we didn't get the next time trailer. So yeah, I'm intrigued on what other critics are saying. So with that being said, let's have a look at how the Giggle has been received by critics. Okay, so Doctor Who The Giggle review, no laughing matter. So this is coming from Dexterto. They're normally like a gaming company, but they've also do some film and TV stuff as well. So I was surprised to see Doctor Who getting covered on here. So Doctor Who's trilogy of 60th anniversary specials wraps up with the Giggle. But don't let the name fool you, the 14th Doctor's swan song outing isn't exactly a barrel of laughs. So this won't necessarily come as a shock. Sure, the first 60th special, The Star Beast, was a largely upbeat affair, but there was nevertheless a dark undercurrent to proceedings, and the second special, The Wild Blue Yonder, took this bleak vibe even further, forcing the Doctor and Donna to confront an existential threat, both literally and figuratively. So now with the Giggle, showrunner Russell T Davies delves into the deeper side of darkness, and yeah, the third and final of the 60th anniversary celebrations, the atmosphere is somber, not self-congratulatory, a reckoning with the franchise's longevity more than a celebration of it. So an old Doctor Who foe returns in the Giggle, so it picks up where the Wild Blue Yonder left off, and the Doctor and Donna are on the trail of a ventriloquist, there you go, got my words out, dummy, whose creepy chuckle has driven the entire planet insane. This leads to the Toymaker, a being of limitless power with an old grudge against the Doctor. So what follows is as close as we can get to the kind of end of the world, high stakes extravaganza many fans were expecting going into this Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. There's rioting in the street, unit control rooms, and even a gigantic laser cannon, all that fun stuff. So Davis and director Shania Button stopped short of recreating the same blockbuster spectacle that defined the Day of the Doctor. They don't even try, since the circumstances involved a season's worth of episodes to set the stage versus 3 bumper-sized installments simply wouldn't allow it. That's not a bad thing either. So Doctor Who will always reflect the current mood, and the mood in 2023 is certainly different to that of 2013. That's true for both Doctor Who, coming back off Jodie Whittaker's polarising tenure in the TARDIS, and the world itself, now more divided than ever after a global pandemic. Okay, that's a very interesting statement there, to be fair. Viewed through this lens, Davis's decision to bring back the visibly older Tennant as a Time Lord who's finally running out of puff in more ways than one is effective bit of meta-commentary. Okay. Alright, okay. I don't think he's run out of puff, though. And to be honest, I would also say as well, yeah, I don't think the last era, I mean, yeah, I certainly wasn't a fan of it, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I don't know. It does always make me cringe a bit when it's getting bashed in reviews. Like, just talk about this, you know? And also, it's like the third special now. You don't have to keep bringing up that era, surely. But anyway, that's probably me just nitpicking. Let's just move on. Alright, so a bittersweet farewell to one of Doctor Who's greatest duos. So We've got some stuff here about the 14th Doctor, good performance, yada yada. So Tennant and Tate's obvious affection for each other once again colours their scenes in the Giggle, heightening the humour or heartache as required. The former is especially important given the pall that hangs over proceedings. Incredibly, Neil Patrick Harris's hyper camp take on the Toymaker also injects some welcome levity in the Giggle. So that is very interesting, but the omnipotent baddie is easily the weakest aspect of the special. Okay, that's crazy, but hang on, they're following up here. So that's not a knock against Harris, who's suitably sinister in the role and makes great use of his theatrical gifts during a memorable everything everywhere all once-esque set piece. It's more the fault of Davis and Button, who saddle How I Met Your Mother veteran with an overblown accent, a plot point, not a performer choice, and undercooked motivations. Yeah, I can't lie. The accent I've seen in clips, I don't know. I don't find it as convincing. And I know quite a few people aren't that much of a fan of it. Still, we get that the Toymaker is out for revenge in the Giggle, and we get how he's going to achieve it. So that's cool, that's all explained, but it all feels a bit thin, as though the showrunner director telling us the Toymaker is a big deal without actually doing the work to make us understand why. Oh no, that's a bit disappointing. But they've given it a 4 out of 5 because the battle with the Toymaker isn't really the point of the Giggle. Appraising and hopefully resetting Doctor Who's place in the world is. In this, Davis, Button and the cast and crew succeed, so that's really cool. Indeed, for all its gloom, the third and final Doctor Who anniversary special, 60th anniversary special, is ultimately a fitting tribute to the franchise's past and future, even if the laughs and cheers are few and far in between. So this one's a bit critical towards the Toymaker, and I'm like, oh, I've really been loving what his interpretation has been in the clips and trailers, so hopefully I'm not left disappointed. Oh no, please no. Alright, so now we move over to Hello. Right, so they've got spoiler-free review. Let's see what's going on here. We've got some mention here about Rays and Light here and there between the Capaldi and Whittaker eras. So Heaven Sent, Astral One, The Flux being some enjoyable elements for this critic. So let's have a look now. Let's skip all this stuff talking about the past of the show. We want to know what they think of this episode. So, yeah, let's get into it. Because, yeah, this person has straight up said that they've only been given little over half of the episode to review, which is very interesting, but again, we did kind of expect this, that's what I said at the beginning. So they haven't even had the chance to be immediately charmed by Ncuti Gatwa, as I expect I will be. So Ncuti isn't in this segment of the episode. I mean, I did expect him to show up in the latter half, so I'm not too surprised. So, they're still being wrapped up in the Doctor and Donna's final adventure, so they can't wait to see how that goes. So, the Giggle kicks off with more shenanigans with the Doctor and Donna as they return to 2023, following their adventures in a spaceship on the edge of the universe, only to find out that the world has turned into chaos. So, without revealing any spoilers, the synopsis from the BBC has said that the Giggle of a mysterious puppet is driving the human race insane. So, when the Doctor discovers the return of the terrifying Toymaker, he faces a fight he can never win. So, very cool there. So, not to give away too many details of the plot. So, it's rife with all the wit, humour and pathos that you would expect from any RCD final. And Neil Patrick Harris is an absolutely epic addition to the cast as the comedic, attention-seeking Toymaker. Okay. So, with the Giggle already standing, in my view, as one of the show's best episodes in literally decades, it seems a tragedy that the Doctor Donna aren't around that little bit longer for us to enjoy them. And the finale made it all too clear to me that I wasn't ready for their flash-in-the-pan appearances to be over. To partially quote the 10th Doctor himself, I don't want him to go. Oh, that's quite sad. But that's it, really, for this review. Let's switch over now. Now, let's have a look at what the Mary Sue are saying about this episode. Right, so Doctor Who brings us a terrifying feat with the Giggle 60th anniversary special. So, the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials feature the reunion of Tennant's Doctor and Tate's Donna Noble, but they also have brought back the Doctor to face his old enemy, the Toymaker. So we've got Neil Patrick Harris, who is playing this version of the character, and apparently it's in spectacular fashion. So, With an old enemy like the Toymaker, it's hard to bring him back to a show like Doctor Who and do the character justice, but Neil Patrick Harris brings that eerie energy to life in such a sinister way that you're brought back into this twisted world of games and toys, just as the Doctor and Donna are, as you understand exactly what horrors a being like the Toymaker can inflict. Okay, pretty cool. So the Doctor and Donna return to the world after, you know, the last adventure, yada yada, and they're forced to figure out who caused it and brought back to answers they may not want. The episode really worked for me that the Doctor can continue to resurface the anger he has for things he can't control, while still trying to stop what's happening around him. It's what made me still love Tennant's turn as the Doctor after all these years. Other Doctors keep their compassion at the forefront, but Tennant always let that anger boil over when it took over, which, yeah, is why I also like Tennant's character, to be fair. So, the Giggle isn't necessarily the stakes of everything. So this is, yeah, what works. So it isn't necessarily the stakes for everything else that's going on, but it's the relationship between the Doctor and his old adversary. It is why we love going back to characters like the Master as well, and seeing this pair go head to head was such a fun exploration for the show. So Doctor Who has the unique ability to bring back villains that may have appeared one time, but fans will eat up the minute they return. That's been the experience, at least, with Neil Patrick Harris and the Toymaker. He's not a character that many of us know, or at least know well, and to see how we're all fascinated by this role, it's truly a testament to the show. It helps that he is so incredibly good as the Toymaker in the Giggle too. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to see more positive stuff about this one. You know, the first one we read, I was like, oh no, please don't let it be a letdown. But then again, if I enjoy him, I enjoy him. If I don't, sort of thing. So, what really works about the Toymaker boils down to the taunting aspect of his dealings with the Doctor. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. The Doctor can never seem to let a rivalry go, despite acting above that kind of taunting. What we see with the Toymaker throughout the episode is him using that to his advantage, and it leads to great moments between the David Tennant and Neil Patrick Harris. So, wow, we've got to talk about this. So overall, these spoiler-free reviews, despite them not seeing the latter half of the episode, or like the ending of the episode, I think that, yeah, we are in for a treat. I think, yeah, there's a lot of things to be desired by fans, and I think in terms of everything else, we are going to be pleased by what the Giggle has to offer. Now, there are some criticisms here about Neil Patrick Harris's performance, but hopefully we're going to be in for a good ride, because the Toymaker's been absent for, you know, nearly 60 years. So it'll be nice to see him done properly, and I just honestly can't wait to see what goes down. I really can't. But anyway, I am going to go now, because, yeah, I've got to get these 3 videos out that I've got planned, and yeah, get ready for tomorrow, because the Giggle is going to be here and it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content, because I am trying to reach 6,000 subscribers, which I would love to reach by the end of the year. But anyway, take care, love you all, and peace.